Hello everyone. So today we have part 3 of the previous episodes. This is a continuation and it's one that I'm so excited about. What happened to courtship? What happened to the old ways of masculine pursuit? The ways that the man knew how to court a woman properly. It was not so long ago when men knew how to approach, how to be a king, how to devote to a woman. And sounds like the men of modern times don't have the same ways. And what happened to that? But most important, how to bring it back. I don't think it's because of dating apps or technology, people are more stressed. I don't think it has to do with anything of that. And I also don't think that is just a man problem. First of all, what is courting? What is this initial way that men have to approach a woman, to conquer a woman, to take the first step, and the whole dynamic, flirting, teasing, inviting, all that initially romantic and wow phase that we all love, and the ones who are in long-term relationships tend to miss it, right? I used to hear men who used to write letters to women. Of course, that at those times there was not WhatsApp and email and all the modernities we have nowadays. But the fact that there was much more effort to meet a woman. It was not as instant access as it is nowadays. So let's break it down. What is courting? And I remember that was one man that once told me he was really a great lover. And one day he asked me, "You have never been courted properly, right? A man who sends you flowers, a man who knows how to approach, take you out for dinner." And I am the type of woman that loves that kind of approach, that is intimate, but at the same time is devotional. So what is courting? First of all, it is devotion for me. It is a way to honoring the power of women. Is it a way to nourish, to value a woman? And when we see actually a man taking effort to meet a woman, we can see that he truly values her. It's not just men to women, but we make an effort to what we consider important. We slow down for what we respect. We invest time in what we consider that is important for us. And most important one, we don't rush something that we don't want to lose. When a man is forcing you to rush things, wants to kiss you fast, wants to jump on you fast, it also shows that he's not just able to listen to you, but not valuing you, and is not afraid to lose you. It's a bit overrated, this phrase, we shouldn't be afraid to lose someone. It's not just about being afraid, is we don't want to lose something that is important, that matters to us. We don't want to hurt someone that matters to us. So when we care about something, let's say, even something more superficial. You buy a bag that you love, you purchase a diamond ring, something that has cost you, that you made an effort and you worked for it, you treat it differently. You treat it with care. That more expensive piece, for example, in my clothing brand, my kimono, which is my most expensive piece, all women who have purchased the kimono, I know women who bought bags, like clothing bags, especially for the kimono when they travel. So when you care for something, when you care for someone, either an object, if you bought a new house that you designed it so well, you care for it. You have a precious sofa that is white, that is beautiful. You care for it. And so when you see not just a man who doesn't have the time or makes the effort or also wants to rush too fast into you, normally is a sign that he is not valuing the woman that you are and what is in front of him. He's not valuing the level of feminine energy that is in front of him. A man courts when he senses that the woman in front of him is rare, is pressure, is not something casual that he's experiencing. It's when he feels clearly that she matters. So, as I said before, devotion is a form of honoring the goddess. Is treating her with presence and with meaning. Is about giving time, attention, care, protection, and tenderness. From day one, from minute one, not later. Some women think, this is just the beginning, and undervalue the importance of bringing these qualities in the beginning, in the dating experience. I observe these qualities in the first dates. If those qualities are not there, I simply don't continue dating that man anymore. For me, it's not when we are in a relationship that you should treat differently a woman. You should treat a woman from day one as, is it a woman you're going to commit as well, because is a woman. Doesn't matter if it's the woman, but is a woman and is precious and cares special feminine qualities inside of her. And so a man who values feminine energy, who values women in general, who understands and has this intrinsic value of respecting women, is going to treat all women as queens, like a true king. Because the most incredible men I've met, they treat all women amazing. I have been with men I have never had nothing with, dear friends, and they always value my presence. They always treat me with such preciousness. I value, for example, when we go for dinner, and the man is inviting me, also picking me up, making sure that we feel safe, that when also having the attention, what do you want to eat? So there are specific traits in a man that you can clearly see the kind of man that is in front of you. What is really important to understand is devotion comes from love. Love comes from the heart. And when a man is naturally in his masculinity, in his masculine energy, and has a good heart, it's very natural for him to provide structure, to make sure that women are safe, to treat women with respect, because happy women, they are generators of energy in this world. they are incredible. What we bring into the world, into the masculine, when we are happy, when we feel safe, when the masculine treats us like the goddesses, the queens that we are, we flourish, we blossom, and they benefit from that. And so a very intelligent man, and who is in his masculinity and in his heart, is naturally going to treat any woman with devotion, even if she is or not his partner. As I said, one of my best friends, he's incredible. He has a partner, and every time that we go out, he is like a king. And there is nothing sexual in it. We never have anything. It's just the way it approaches is with love, because it values the feminine energy. And this is one of the traits that I look, and all women should look into a man, how he treats also other women, how he treats even the women in their families, the sisters, all women beyond the one that he also is attracted to. However, this is not applied just because you are a woman, just because you are beautiful and externally looking good. Recently, I had this experience with this woman that we were traveling, and she was always unhappy. I have never met a person who was always unhappy and complaining about everything. Sometimes we encounter people and places that are not really at our standard. We are a bit upset. We all have these moments in life, but we must be able to alchemize it. And if we find a solution to upgrade our reality, we must enter into a relaxed state. We must be able to shift our mood as the situation shifts. If the situation shifts for better and you achieve your goals and you are having a massage and hammam in a 5-star hotel and everything that you wanted, now you have it, and you are still finding situations to be unhappy, you are still focusing on what is not working, and you are constantly grumpy, you feel disconnected from your purpose, you feel disconnected from your passions, you don't have a source of passion in your life, no matter how much even a man wants to give to you, you will always be unhappy. So that happiness that a woman provides is from within, is built from within, is the Shakti nectar that I teach in my programs. And later on, she was actually having a deep conversation with me about her relationships, what was making her unhappy, how unhappy she was in a relationship with a man. And, I was wondering to myself, how do you want this man to be with you? Like, he was rejecting her, he was pushing her away, and she was so grumpy the whole time in her life with everything. So I was listening to her and I was wondering, how could a man be with you? You are constantly grumpy. You don't have anything valuable to give to him with this kind of mood. A woman, for a man in his masculine, doesn't need to be successful or prove herself, or her status or bank account don't even matter as much as her radiance, her aliveness, her happiness with her body, her pleasure. That's what makes most the value of a woman. That is what men are looking for in reality, even when they go to escorts. What they are looking for is the eros they don't have at home. So the value that the other gives you and how much he can provide for you is also relatable and linked to how much you provide for yourself in terms of happiness. A man, when sees you so happy, he wants to expand your happiness. If a man sees you grumpy and happy with your own life all the time, a man doesn't have motivation unless he has the savior, he wants to save the world kind of pattern, which is not very healthy. So you bring already a nectar from your own life, and then it's natural for him to want to expand it and keep it. So at the core, women, when they are in their feminine energy, when they feel empowered, they are incredible magnets. They are radiant. They are alive. There are happiness, there are joy, there are love. And when we are in this state, it becomes also expanded and impacts not just the men that we are intimately related with, but to all men, to all people around. And here is where we will go deeper. If that is the greatest offering that women can give, it's our radiance, it's being who we are, it's our tenderness, it's our heart. Are we offering all the time our heart? Are we doing our role, which is being empowered, emotionally intelligent? Are we connected with our hearts? Are we moving from authenticity? Are we expanding our magnetism, our radiance? Are we actually giving something? You are not supposed to give your body. You are supposed to give your radiance. When I'm with my friends, it's always very clear what are my boundaries and what I'm not into. And even that, when I'm in my radiance for them, is a pleasure to be in my field. When they treat me well and when we have amazing time, I'm so happy, I'm so radiant that for them, that's the true worth. Since I started this work, what my friends tell me is, I love to be with you just because of your energy, and your energy is enough. I love to be with you because with you we have deep conversations, and these deep conversations fill my soul. With my one-on-one clients, even men one-on-one clients, what we do is profound inner work. We have deep conversations. We work energetically, and there is no physical contact at all. And when I mean no physical contact, I mean most of the sessions are even online. From time to time, I do one-on-one personal retreats, private immersions, but most of my work, 90% of my work is online, and all my clients say that hour, those activations that I give them, fill their entire soul for the week. It calibrates their nervous system. It helps them to manage the stress that they have in their professional and personal life. Why I'm saying this to women? Because we undervalue the value of our energy, of our magnetism. We think for a man to like us, for a man to value us, we need to give more than our energy. A lot of women have no awareness that their amplified and radiant energy is more than enough. Many clients, one-on-one clients who buy high-ticket mentorship with me, they tell it's not just about what you teach, but the energy. you have. I want to be next to your energy. I want to be next to the level of embodiment that you have, because being next to you expands me. So, what is the core problem of the death of courtship in men? In my opinion, is because of women. Because women undervalue themselves. And because women forgot how to tune with their bodies, with their energy. Women forgot and give no time in their lives to expand their radiance. And women have no awareness of how this is important and vital for the entire world, how this is the greatest work they can do. Going even deeper here, we are mirrors to each other. And what does it mean in this practical sense? Means that most likely, if you keep seeing people, men, women, that don't see your value, most likely you also don't see your own value. Or at least the value that you see or you think you have is far away from who you truly are, of the potential you can become. And an easy way to understand where we are at is to really sit with ourselves and be truly honest and ask the question, do you feel that your energy is enough? Have you ever arrived to this thought that you go and meet someone and you go and apply for a job and you know, I am enough, my energy is enough? Because if you don't think that who you are is enough, so then there is internal work to do. If you are not fully confident your energy is enough, that you feel that your energy is not enough expanded to attract what you want, to for a person to value like something incredibly precious, then there is internal work to do, and has nothing to do with the man in front of you. It has to do with your inner value, because if you are mirrors to each other, can be that he might be mirroring your own lack of self-worth and testing your own self-value, the value you give to yourself. All that we think, all that we are, the person in front of us can read and sense. Even though cannot put in words or see exactly what's happening, you can sense when you are in a place that is off, that is not aligned with your energy. When a person has a weird energy, is in a bad day, you can sense it. So, when you don't value yourself, when you are not truly anchored in your power, this is exactly what you are broadcasting in your dating experience. However, there is another level, because I have had a dating experience where I feel I'm profoundly empowered, and after one or two dates, I felt that we were not a match, and I didn't see the level of standard and that I'm looking for. And it has to do with my standard, has to do with what I am looking for that was not matching, not because the person was having a problem, but because I'm just looking for something different, and I realize that we have just different values. And when you encounter a situation like that, when you are so anchored in your power and you somehow attract an experience where the man has different values or actually is into you, but doesn't know how to do it. If you are a woman, you know what I mean, right? You feel that a person isn't to you, but does this mistakes of someone who seems like, come on, you didn't learn about women. This guy doesn't know how to read women's bodies. And so that is the second nuance I want to speak about. And even here has to do with women. Because it didn't start with this generation. The fact that men have been forgetting how to court women has been happening gradually. As women were taught to adapt, to secure connection, to tolerate less devotion, and to everything I spoke in the last podcast. When women accept less because they are disempowered, because they want to maintain a marriage, they need to maintain it for financial reasons, because maybe they are financially disempowered, maybe they are sexually disempowered because they suffered some form of abuse and they don't know how to put boundaries. Maybe they are disconnected from their bodies and they are not having a clear vision and listening to their bodies to know what is not aligned. And as women were disconnected from their true powers and being disempowered, women naturally started to adopt and to accept less. As you accept less, you also diminished your radiance, because that's the whole purpose of the patriarchy era, is to disempower women, to make them less powerful, less radiant, less magnetic. But most important, by doing that, we are training men that we are accepting less, that we have lower standards, that the devotion to women is not necessary, because also us, we are not acting from devotion. And so we are creating this code in the field of a lower standard. And here is when the archetype of the initiatrix comes, because who teaches about devotion, about the heart, are women. So when women start moving in life with less devotion, with less passion, without willingness to love each other, to bring more compassion, to bring more empathy into relationships, also men don't have their teachers, because the realm of the heart is the realm of the feminine mastery. So devotion starts with us. So if the high value of a woman is her radiance, her magnetism, her erotic aliveness, and if it's not there, also men don't feel motivated and don't really understand why to do those efforts. Because let's be real, nowadays we have all these cute women and standing outside but completely empty inside and always grumpy, always pissed. They don't cultivate their minds, they don't cultivate their souls, they have no depth, and they are expecting a man to do everything for them and to kiss their feet. Come on. Let's be real. That's not how it works. That is just one side giving. But the truth is, one side is giving, the woman is receiving, but the way of giving is through her magnetism, is through her energetic expansion. We have deeper calls this month on this topic. And my whole program is on giving those practices and giving this awareness for women to reclaim back this radiance. And this is how we step into a higher value women. It's not what we achieve, it's not about our success, it's not about how much money we make. The most important is how anchored in our hearts we are, because it's through that portal that we give our biggest gifts. And so, as many men today also don't experience this in women, we see these dynamics where men don't have the motivation to move forward, take the first step, because also women are not inviting them through their radiance. This is how it works. A woman sets the frequency. She creates the intimacy. She expands her energy, and the man comes. Like ants and honey. We are the honey, and then they come. But we have to produce the honey. We have to produce the energy. And as women were being disconnected from this power, also men have a hard time understanding why do they have to make these all efforts. But going deeper, there is another layer, which is this didn't come from this generation. It came from past generations, where women were even more disempowered. So many men of today not just don't see other men doing that, but they also didn't grow up watching their parents treating their wives or their moms or the women that they were with like goddesses. We repeat what we saw in our childhood until we do personal development. So if you didn't see the majority of men acting like that, then they will replicate that standard. As we see all women disempowered and not women supporting women and seeing women disrespecting themselves, then we start normalizing. This is the theme of the last podcast. So I think the great work that women have to do here is, before asking where is the conscious man, where are the men that come in the white horse and are romantic, where are they? Before starting to ask this question, ask yourself, am I focused on expanding my magnetism? Am I embodied? Am I magnetic? Am I radiant? Am I doing something to amplify my nectar? So when he comes, that's my greatest offering. Many women, because they don't work on themselves in that way, they underestimate the power of feminine embodiment. The only way that they have is to accept his conditions and his low standards. When the truth is us who set the frequency. Is us who create the energy. Is us who create the field of intimacy. And is us that create the possibility of connection. In fact, it is a proof that all women who start feminine embodiment practices. All women who start my program, the Alchemy of Love, Intimacy and Power, and we enter into these magnetic practices, they start to experience more opportunities, more men approaching, more receptivity. It is a proof of fact. So if you ask me why we are experiencing the extinction of courtship, I would say it starts with women forgetting to empower themselves. It starts with women undervalue the power of their embodiment. And this is the greatest work you can do.